Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. Pretty quiet week for us on the racetrack. A couple of horses I was going to run, but we've sort of held them off for another week. Ran Minyinga through the week at Sandown, and gee, she was disappointing. Get a blood count out of her and just make sure that there's nothing wrong with her, because she certainly has shown us more than what she did on Sandown on Wednesday. I'm sure we'll find something, because she's a really nice horse, and for her to perform like that is out of character. Okay, runners for us this week. We will go to Friday at Geelong. I've got a little filly called Mosh Vago in there. Now, she ran a really good race first up. She's drawn barrier 13, which is a bit of a trick, so I'll have to speak to the owners overnight and just see if we're going to run her from that bad gate. But she's ready to race. There's no reason not to run her. Just hopefully we're going to need a fair bit of luck from that sort of gate. But she seems to be going okay, and she's certainly better than a maidener, so she gets her chance. We'll head off to Donald on Saturday. Now, GG Girl, I ran her at Geelong the other day in a 1400 with blinkers on, and she just went whoosh and led them up by 6 or 7 lengths, and then carved up. So we're going to bring her back to the 1200. Obviously, the blinkers really fire her up. So we'll bring her back to the 1200, take her up to Donald in a lesser grade, and we need to get her form back winning again. She's a really nice mare, and she's a bit out of form, and the blinkers seemed to really switch her on the other day. So hopefully she'll go a lot better. Also got a horse called Inner Stride, a horse we got from New Zealand. He just seems horribly one pace. So once again, I've thrown a set of blinkers on him as well, and going to really drive him nuts early in the race at Donald on Saturday, and try and put him into the race. Then in 10 days after that, there's a nice 2400 metre race at Bendigo for him, which should really suit him. Pretty keen to get him to that sort of race. All the jockeys say once he gets to 2400 and sits up on the speed, he'll be hard to beat. Then probably nothing Sunday. We will then head off to maybe Wangaratta on Monday. I've got a mare called Patronus. Now, she showed us, she ran a nice place in her first race start. Then we brought her back in, and she seems to be showing us, she seems to be going really well on the training track, but I've been jumping out and pushing her forward, and she sort of hasn't really been hitting the line. So I'll just make a decision whether we run her over 14 or 1600 metres and just go back on her and give her a chance to travel, and then go forward and have her hitting the line. At the moment, she's sort of travelling fair in her races, and then only sort of struggling to the line. So I just need her to turn her racing upside down a little bit, so she'll probably go there. I had both Macrobius and Kawabata in a race at Moonee Valley on Saturday, and what about the top weight had 61, the second top weight had 59.5, and the rest of them had 54. An 89 rate was on the minimum, so we were just terribly weighted there. So we'll take Kawabata to Sandown on Wednesday in a 2400 metre 78. That's ideal. She's probably, don't know what we're going to do in as far as the spring goes, but just spacing her runs seems to be working really well. She seems really right and well, and it works great. So we might be able to sneak her through the spring by just sort of spacing her runs. So she'll go there. Macrobius, there's not a lot around for him, so we're just going to give him probably 3 or 4 weeks off and bring him back, and maybe even run him to, head him towards the Provincial Plate on Melbourne Cup Day. Might be an ideal race for him, and then he can sort of race all through some of that, those races at the Valley of a Friday night. Looks ideal for him.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables again. Not a good start. I've put the Moz on the first 2, but hopefully this week we can bounce back with Kawabata. She's been up a while, this mare now, but to her credit, she just continues to improve. She's had 1 win at Sandown. She ran 3rd at Flemington last start, which probably was almost a career best run. So. No, she's going really well, and I'd say she's probably improved again since last start. So win, lose or draw on Wednesday. This mare she'll probably have a break. She's been up a while. She's had a great prep, so she probably deserves a break now and go and enjoy some green grass. As you can probably see, she loves to do.
Hi guys, bit of a quiet week as far as the race riding goes, but as always keeping busy, riding plenty of track work, and had a few jump outs at Geelong yesterday, so we're looking forward to the week ahead. And today's Thursday and I'm off to ride Prince Iggy at Warrnambool for the stable. I got one tomorrow at Geelong, Rocky's Echo for Brian Craven, a pickup ride, and representing the stable again Saturday at Donald with GG Girls. So a couple of handy rides in the next couple of days. But I've managed to pick up a few rides next week and have a look in the acceptances to see what I'm riding, and hopefully I've got a winner or two to report to you next week.
Yeah, springtime and the mares are all about to foal. You can see this mare here, she's all ready to go. Hopefully next week we'll be able to show you a foal. But yeah, really exciting time. I think we've got about 5 mares here that are all going to foal down in the next couple of months. But springtime, it's a really exciting time to have on a farm. Thoroughbred Club of Geelong, the Racehorse of the Year Awards, September 21. Make sure if you want to come along to contact Janet or myself or Robert Windmill and get your ticket. It's always a big night, and I know that the tables are selling out very, very fast. So it's always a really, really good night. A couple of runners for us this week. Yeah, Kawabata, she'll go back to town on Wednesday, and no doubt she'll go well. That's sort of her grade. She tends to race really well in that sort of 2400 metre 78 grade. And she gets in pretty good if we use one of those young boys again. So yeah, hopefully she can put her head in front next Wednesday. Until next week, see you later. Come here. She doesn't want to play the game. Now, if you're interested in it, she's not expensive and the ongoings aren't dear. She will be, you can, dickhead, what are you doing?